Welcome back to Third Eye Doll Astrology and Tarot. This pick a card reading, we're going to be focusing on your romantic energy starting next week, April 14th through the 20th. So we're going to get right into it, okay? Go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Focus on yourself and the person that you are inquiring about. Make your intentions pure. And when you open your eyes, go ahead and pick the number that first comes to your mind. Okay? Once you have that number, go ahead and look at the timestamps below. And you'll be able to cruise to the number you picked and see what your relationship reading will be like for the week of April 14th through the 20th. Remember, if you want to book a reading with me, you can find me at thirdeyedoll@gmail.com. The link will be in the description box. Okay, so for those who picked pile number 1, we have obsidian. Okay, I know that I said pick a number, but you know, some of you already picked the gem, and that's perfectly okay, or the crystal, is perfectly okay. So what do we have here? Separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. I feel like for those who picked card or pile number 1, you already had an inkling for what was going on. You might have felt, you know, your partner pulling away from you or you pulling away from them. And, you know, time of separation, you know, that's okay, you know. Nothing about relationships are easy. Nothing about them are set in stone. Not everything is joyful. Sometimes, you know, separation is a blessing. And we'll see what the tarot cards have to say. And let's see what my cat has to say as well. Hold on a second. Shoo-boo, shoo-boo. Thank you. So your energy is the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups is all about love. You know, they're very much about in love with love. Okay, you guys are like it's might be a new love that you're talking about. That may not have, you know, matured into a continuous love. Or this might be you being a water sign, a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or this might be you pouring your heart out about this relationship. Let's see what else we can find out. So your person is signified by the Knight of Swords. This could be an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. But you see how they're not facing each other. It seems like one person is chasing after the other. And with the Knight cards, that's not very uncommon. The Knight card is just like chasing after the Page of Cups here. And it might be something that's unrequited. Or maybe, you know, it's two completely different energies. For one thing, you guys are in different maturity levels. And you guys are a different element. You might be a very more emotional and expressing your love for a person, and this person might be a little bit more too much in their head, too cerebral, too, you know, maybe they're not very sensitive, and maybe that's what you require. Let's see what the outcome of this relationship here. The Chariot's all about moving forward. It's about, you know what? I might not need the energy that you're trying to like present to me, you know, here with the Knight of Swords. And then, you know, I want to move forward. I want to go ahead and see what else on the horizon. And I feel like the separation is not going to hurt, you know. I feel like this is you and you're ready to move forward with somebody else, maybe. Maybe you have your sights on somebody else and you want to move forward with your life. So next week might be a very freeing time for you. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you guys for next week. So if something ends, and again, I feel like if you picked on pile number 1, you already knew what was going to happen. I feel like maybe you're the person that wants to separate from them. Okay, so that's what I'm feeling with this pile number 1. Let me know if it resonates down below. And I'll see you next pick card reading. Welcome back to those who picked pile number 2. We have the clear quartz here. And I know I told you guys to pick a number, but I love how the clear quartz talks about allowing you to speak from vulnerability. Okay, it talks about the clear quartz is about healing from emotional trauma, and I'm not saying that you guys are going through that now. Maybe you are, maybe in the past you have, but I love how it represents, just speaking from a place of vulnerability, and that's what you need to do when you're talking about relationships having to do with love. So let's see what else the oracle has to tell you about from April 14th to 20th for next week. Heart to heart conversations, right on the money. So I honestly discussed your feelings with each other. So guys, girls, if you have been afraid to talk about with your partner or love interest or what have you about how you really feel, next week is a palpable energy to express that, okay? If you need to carry clear quartz with you, go right ahead, all right? Whatever empowers you, whatever emboldens you to go ahead and have that heart to heart conversation, please go right ahead. Let's see what the tarot cards have to say about that. So, Page of Swords. Actually, I'm doing this backwards. Here. Let's see. Yeah, this is what's going on. But you know what? Intuitively, I feel like maybe it was the other way. We'll see what the energies, how they talk to me. The Three of Swords is all about heartbreak. Remember I talked about emotional trauma, right? I talked about emotional trauma and I talked about vulnerability. All right, sorry, I'm back. I had to free up some room in my phone to record here. Technical difficulties, sorry. But it's, let's see. So the harder conversations, this is so perfect because the swords here, everything has to do with communication about this spread. All right. Again, I see that maybe you feel heartbroken. All right. Sorry, I had some technical difficulties. So I feel like with, this has everything to do with communication, no doubt. For some of you, you're heartbroken. I see that you're heartbroken with the Three of Swords, and it's because someone ghosted you. Someone was like, you know what, I'm not going to have a mature conversation with you. I'm just going to go ahead and not respond to text messages. I'm going to block you on Facebook. I'm going to not answer your phone calls. And let's face it, that hurts, okay? As much as we try and tell ourselves that other person has every right not to talk to us, it hurts, and it's okay to acknowledge that fact. But I feel like with this week coming up, April 14th through the 20th, there's going to be an energy where maybe they will respond or they'll come back, or maybe, they'll be receptive to having a heart-to-heart conversation with you if you initiate. Okay? For others of you, I feel like you might have said something, or they might have said something that was like miscommunicated, like someone was misunderstood, and someone that was started searching themselves, or someone like maybe pieced out for a while to just analyze what happened. Maybe somebody was like confessed something that was deeper than they were ready for, and the other person just wanted to have some alone time to think about that, okay? I feel like the outcome is a fresh message, or they're going to be messaging you, or, it's okay to go ahead and express what you're feeling. But I feel like there's going to be a communication that's going to be a lot clearer and a lot more productive next week for you and the person you're talking about. Either of you could be a Gemini, Aquarius, or a Libra. The other could be a Virgo or vice versa. But I feel like there's going to be a lot of opportunity to really say something and to look at something from a different perspective, okay? So next week, if you've been feeling down in the dumps because you're not in communication with your person, next week is the most palpable energy to have that happen, and they might message you. It might not be in the most heartfelt way that they may communicate with you, but they're gonna communicate. So be on the lookout for that. All right. So thanks a lot. If you want to book a reading with me, the email is down below, and can't wait for next time to join me in my next pick a card reading. Okay. Bye. And for those who picked pile number 3, last but not least, we have the amethyst for you, promoting mindfulness and letting go of old habits that do not serve for self-growth. So I feel like whatever's going on with you next week in terms of love, right away with the amethyst. I know I told you to pick a number, but that's okay. If the amethyst or the purple color or the shape resonated with you, then awesome. The message is for you. I feel like next week will be a growing process, and it's going to allow you to let go of habits that don't serve you in love. So this is a great opportunity for you to hear the message of what the Spirit is trying to tell you, for to have you grow in love and to be able to really, how should I say, grow in love in a way that will be more productive and be more loving relationships throughout your life. So let's go ahead and see what the romance angels have to say. Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Now, I'm not one for cliches, guys. Love yourself first is a whole movement here, and I respect it. And I think that maybe in this context, you might be giving yourself to someone who is not ready for it. With this card, I feel like maybe holding off or not investing too much into something or someone, maybe holding back a little bit and retreating might be the ticket here. Let's see what the tarot cards have to say. So for next week, I'm sorry, my cats are kind of like doing their thing over there, having fun. 7 of Pentacles. So you've been investing a lot into something. I feel like it's someone. Or you've been admiring someone from afar. But I feel like this has been a long time where it's like you're not really getting back or return on your investment into your feelings. This is a Pentacles card, but intuitively, this is a romance reading. And I feel like you haven't been, receiving the love that you're investing in. It's not equal, it's not 50-50, it's not 100-100. It's like someone's not really giving you what you want in love. Let's see what the other tarot cards have to say. Yeah, I feel like someone is afraid to express themselves. Maybe you're in a relationship, maybe you're not, but I feel like whoever you're dealing with, they don't want to speak up in how they really feel. They might be afraid to speak up about what they feel about the relationship. Okay, they have their hands tied. They don't want to do it. They don't want to make a decision. They might not be in the capacity to really tell you how they really feel for some reason. Let's look at the third card here. 3 of Pentacles. So I feel like maybe this person doesn't want to tell you what they want to tell you because you might work with them. And if they tell you how they really feel, it might disrupt the supportive and healthy work environment. All right? Maybe you work together with them in some other form or fashion. But predominantly I see Pentacles cards, and that makes me feel like it's having to do with a work relationship. Okay, and maybe it's not the relationship that's for you. Maybe it's not something you want to continue to invest in. It might not be the person that is going to have a loving relationship with. There are no cups cards, and when I see no cups cards, that usually means that it's not a relationship that's going to be filled with love and prosperity in relationship. It's you might want to invest in yourself first. Invest in yourself first. And maybe they'll come around, maybe they won't. But it says your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So you might be giving your heart to this person, and you might be giving too much of it, But I feel like maybe invest in yourself first, and you might have better luck in